Hey everyone, welcome back to Building Ascot episode 4. Firstly, thanks for the amazing support on the previous videos. In today's video, we're going to be turning this area into a small stables and training ground for the town of Ascot. Let's do that time lapse. Here we are back in Ascot. We've got a fair bit built in the area. So if we walk in, I didn't worry about showing you guys the time lapse of this build as we'd already built this property here. And they're pretty much the same building, very, very similar. Slightly different details on the inside. I've used a couple of different Victory mod blocks in here that you can see with the little spice rack and the egg basket and the flour. Things like that, just to add like some extra little details. We've got the poor living sort of conditions where they're just sort of sleeping on the sort of straw bed sort of thing, but they are up off the ground, which is a bit of a bonus. If we come out, we've got just a small little garden bed that they've growing some things in the front here just to supplement their food intake. Around here we've got a couple of the workers, so these would be the workers' cottages just here. A couple of the workers have got a bit of a card game going on just out the side here, just sort of out of the eyes of the boss in that house just there, just playing their own cards. And you can see here there's more Victory mod blocks, the different card decks just here. Come down this way, we've got the cart just waiting to transport some stuff that I'll show you in a little bit, just hiding on the wall here. This is the little stables area that we've built for the horses of Ascot, so when they bring them in from the wild, they sort of store them here while they're training them in the training yards just there. Over here we've got just a little firewood hut. So you can see they're storing some of their timber here and chopping some of it up on this chopping block just here. Amazing block textures from the Conquest Reforged team with this stump and the axe. I really like it. We've got an extensive amount of copperweed growing up this hill, but you notice along where the stables are, there's not really very much of it because the horses would definitely reach over and start eating that sort of stuff. So here we've got one of the horses. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been consistently photobombed in my videos by the horses that are around the place, which is sort of consistent with the space. I'm hoping you guys can help me out. There's two things I need. I feel like we should name this horse. We also need a name for the breed of horses that live in the area. At the moment, I'm running with a Scotian horse, right? Because we're in Ascot. A Scotian horse would be the breed of horse that lives natively. But if you guys have got any better ideas, feel free to throw them into the comments section. We got the little bit of Victory mod in here too with the food troughs just in here, which is a nice little block to add. If we head into this building, this is actually the stable owner's house. So it's a little bit larger than the other spaces. They've got a few more little feature comforts within the space, like table and chairs, for example. They've still got similar sort of bedding and similar walls and basically just a slightly larger house. They've got some herb pots here that they're growing. And yes, just a nice little space. They've got some apples in here. So my theory is they would treat some of the horses, they'd open these shutters up to feed the horses. If the horses were being left loose in this space for a little bit, they'd be able to feed them apples through those windows. Just help create a bond with the animal. We reshaped this tree. I'm not going to do a lot of work to the vanilla trees because obviously there's a lot of them around here. It would take a tremendous amount of time to reshape the trees. So the ones that are sort of fairly prevalent, I will reshape into Conquest sort of shapes to make them look a little bit more organic. They're amazing for vanilla trees, like absolutely incredible. But we just like to Conquestify them just a little bit with the shapes, as we did with the palm trees that are just sort of sitting in this space. We've got a little bit more copperweed sort of growing up the side here. A little bit of horse poo in the corner. This will be where they, if they're finished training, I'll graze them in this little paddock just here. There's a couple of little spots here where the horses have been rolling in the dirt and things, just near the fence line here. Over here we've got the compost pile, so the stables would collect the horse poo and then mixing it in with some other chaff and things like that to create a compost that they're going to actually trade with the farmers that live over there. So the farmers would absolutely love this compost. So they've just got a little pile of it here with a whole heap of flies sort of flying around the space. A bit of a rocky area from this area as the tree roots have sort of broken through. They've broken up some of the rocks. So they've fallen through a little bit into this sort of space here. A little bit more of the copperweed there that's really prevalent. If we jump up, you can sort of see the area that we've managed to do over here. It's looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how it's slowly turning out. We're just sort of going to be working our way around Ascot. So the next video that we do, we'll be doing this space here. And then the video after that, we'll be working on the stable. So we're just going to slowly work our way through the town of Ascot until we eventually finish. So I won't be jumping from one spot to the other. I like to sort of feel the place and make sure I know how it actually sort of walks through. And I feel like it's shaping up quite well. Alright guys, that's the end of episode 4. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like and a subscribe. We'll definitely be doing more of these in the future. Thank you all for your support on the previous videos. It means the absolute world to me. And we'll see you guys next time.